Hi, I'm Salim, and I'm a Zen teacher in the Quantum School of Zen. I just completed the first session of the Taming Anxiety Challenge on the 10% Happier app, and I'd like to recommend it to you. Why, you may ask? Well, it's because I think it's a very helpful course, and most everyone experiences anxiety at various times in their life. Some people experience it to a more extreme level, and others maybe not so much. But still, I think it's very helpful because this challenge is very easy to do. It takes only 10 minutes a day, and is found on your smartphone. So you can learn about the science of anxiety and the mindfulness practices that will help you cope with it from experts in the area. And best of all, it's free to do, absolutely no charge. And we can do it together. So please join me, and I look forward to seeing you in my group on the Taming Anxiety Challenge. And I'll let Dan Harris explain a bit more on how this anxiety challenge works.
Hey, I'm Dan Harris. Welcome to Taming Anxiety. We were going to call this challenge Anxiety Sucks because, to state the obvious, anxiety sucks. But we decided on Taming Anxiety because that's what we're actually going to help you learn how to do over the next 10 days. Before we get started, let's define anxiety because, as we all know, the word does get thrown around a lot. The American Heritage Dictionary defines anxiety as a state of uneasiness and apprehension about future uncertainties. According to the experts we've spoken to, anxiety really boils down to overestimating a potential threat or underestimating your ability to cope with that threat. I have struggled with anxiety for most of my life. Often it's triggered by feelings of falling behind at work or irrational fears of running out of money and having to sell my plasma to buy groceries. Once in a while, like when I'm in a small elevator, I experience anxious feelings approaching panic. It usually starts as a tightening in my chest, like I'm in the grips of some malevolent creature. My heart races, I overheat, and I'm overcome by an urgent desire to get the hell out. Quite famously, or infamously, I had a full-on panic attack on live television back in 2004. Health news now. One of the world's most commonly prescribed medications may be providing a big bonus. Researchers report people who take cholesterol-lowering drugs called statins for at least 5 years may also lower their risk for cancer. But it's too early to prescribe statins slowly for cancer production. That does it for news. We're going to go back now to Robin and Charlie. Your anxiety may be triggered by other things and present in entirely different ways. Some people experience it physically as muscle tension or headaches. For others, it manifests in avoidant behaviors. And for some people, anxiety shows up as obsessive, worrying thoughts about job loss or romantic rejection or something bad happening to somebody you love. Whatever your story is, in this challenge, we're going to teach you how to make a realistic assessment of the threats you face, how to boost your ability to cope with difficult thoughts and emotions, and how to face your fears so that you can manage your anxiety and do life better. And along the way, you're going to be learning from two ace dragon whisperers who we will introduce you to in a minute. Ultimately, what you'll find, and this is counterintuitive, is that you don't need to slay your dragon. You just have to learn to skillfully welcome it in. Here's how this challenge will work. Every day, you'll get a short video from me, followed by a 10-minute guided meditation. Your goal is to complete at least 7 out of 10 days. And your home base for checking in on your progress will be the 10% Happier app. If you know somebody who could also use help taming their anxiety, and today's culture provides a target-rich environment for that, you can invite them to join for free as you complete the challenge, and you'll get notifications when your friends meditate so you can check in and gloat about how many more minutes you've clocked. We all know that dunking on your friends is the best antidote to anxiety. Scientists tell us that all the time. And good news for subscribers to the 10% Happier app, if you need more time, the Taming Anxiety content will live on in the app after the challenge ends.
Anxiety is really not the problem. The problem is our relationship with anxiety.
Our first expert is Dr. Luana Marquez. She's an associate professor at Harvard Medical School and a psychologist at Massachusetts General Hospital.
When we get anxious, two parts of our brain are competing for attention. The amygdala, the threat center of our brain, turns on, immediately scans for danger, which in turn turns off our prefrontal cortex, our thinking brain. So what happens is we start to really misinterpret information as threat.
So then all of a sudden we're wearing like fear goggles and the whole world looks different.
That's exactly it. The lenses that we see the world are completely impaired by the anxiety. So either there is a false alarm when you think something bad's about to happen, but nothing is really happening, or it's that something small and you perceive as a super threat. So you feel more and more anxious.
We'll combine the clinical chops of Dr. Marquez with the meditation expertise of Leslie Booker. For the record, she likes to be called simply Booker. Booker is a highly trained meditation and yoga teacher, and she points out that anxiety can create a bit of a catch-22 when it comes to meditation. It can make you so fidgety or irritable that it feels like sitting still is impossible.
I always hear teachers say, find a comfortable position, close your eyes and meditate. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. When we come to our cushion, to our bed, wherever we're meditating, all the things that have been bringing anxiety and stress to our lives, those things are not magically vanishing. They're coming with us into our meditation practice.
So how do we deal with that?
I take a lot of time to, first of all, just check in with what my body needs. If there's a lot of restlessness in my body, I might try standing. And if I'm having, a rough day, or if I'm just feeling really exhausted and drained, I'll do a lying down practice.
So you're not a bad yogi if you don't twist yourself into a pretzel and get into a perfect posture.
You want the body to be comfortable, to have ease, so that the mind can follow you there.
And so to kick things off...
Okay, so now that we've heard from Dan Harris, I hope you'll join me. All you have to do is download the app if you haven't already, and just click the link below and join me on this Taming Anxiety Challenge. See you!